segments itong Y-Speak na yun. Kasi the original Y-Speak was very limited yung segments, mostly the debate, no? So this time we have several, 4 or 5 segments, no? So plus you have a bigger, broader pool of hosts, which I think gives it a very different flavor also, no? I think basically the change will be iba ang timpla ng kabataan ngayon. So iba rin ang timpla ng Y-Speak 2.0.
Thank you, Father. And for the 4 hosts, ano yung reaction nyo when this was offered to you, or did you have to audition for this? And kung pwede nyo rin banggitin, ano yung mga topics that you wish to tackle here? Thank you.
Aya.
Mukhang ako na nga po ang alay ng aming klase. Thank you, Ate Kate. Yun, ano nga po ulit yun?
Reaction.
Okay.
Audition and all.
For me, di ko po kasi naabutan yung Y-Speak noon, pero masasabi ko na dream come true siya kasi lagi siyang nire-refer nila Robbie, nila Ai, yung mga dating host na sana kung napanood yung Y-Speak before, lagi siyang reference. Meron din ako mga napapanood na clip kahit nung nasa school pa ako, na clips from Y-Speak. Kaya for me, masasabi ko, dream come true ito. Ako yung huli sa in-announce na host. Kaya sinasabi ko nga sa kanila, Father, na nung nalaman ko pa lang na meron ng show na Y-Speak, kahit hindi ako host, masayang-masaya na ako. Kaya nung naging host ako, sobrang mas naging masaya. Very active ako sa student leadership growing up. Scholar din ako ng bayan, katulad ni Elijah, mula high school hanggang college. Kaya nasa dugo at puso ko ang ganitong talakayan at kamalayan. At umaasa ako na sa Y-Speak, maging excited yung youth na maging kasama sa mga ganitong usapin, katulad ng kung paano ako naging excited na makibahagi sa mga ganitong usapin growing up unto this day. I am very much involved in sustainable livelihood, kaya kapag usaping environmental, circular economy, at sustainable livelihood, marami akong karanasan on the ground. Kaya yun.
Salamat.
Thank you. Ayan.
Nakasuki na rin si Aya sa mga events. Madalas natin siyang kinukuhang host. Ayan. River?
So ako nung binanggit sa akin to ni Father, ako nagulat ako. Kasi actually, zero backstory lang. I was very active in student politics in college. So ako ay ran for yung mga student council, government. Pero during that time, na-traumatize ako sa politics. Sa college pa lang, you really get to see the dirty side of politics. So sabi ko, from that point on after college, sabi ko, I don't want anything to do with politics. Till I met Father Tito. We met during Journeys of Hope after my PBB stint. Si Father Tito interviewed me for Journeys of Hope, and we had a conversation, and I told him na, I want to do something more than acting. I believe na, we're given this platform to be able to make better change. Then Father mentioned to me about Y-Speak. Ako, hindi ko rin naabutan yung Y-Speak. Parang bata pa ako. Parang 3 years old pa lang ako ata nung pinapalabas yung Y-Speak. So, hindi ko talaga naabutan. But then Father told me how much of an impact it had on the youth back day. And sabi ko, Father, what's this about? Is it politics? Is it, what will this show be about? Sabi niya, it won't just be about politics. It will also be about whatever actually you want to talk about, whatever you suggest. And ako, I'm a big advocate of mental health. I'm a big advocate of the environment. And then I realized nung sabi ni Father sa akin na, why don't you become one of the hosts? Sabi ko, I realized na you can't run away from politics if you really care about the country, if you really care about the Philippines, if you really want change, hindi mo matatakasan. You have to face it. And I think all of us has to face it also. Kaya I'm very happy and honored to be part of this show. And ako, I'm very excited for what the show can offer and the impact it can bring to the youth.
Thank you, River.
Thank you, River. Robbie?
Alright, so hello Miss Kat, nice to see you again po. Ang initial reaction ko po, I was so excited. I was surprised na Father Tito chose me to be one of the hosts because sa umpisa I did not have any knowledge na babalik ang Y-Speak. Pero nung nalaman ko na Father Tito was considering me, I was actually telling Tita Moch, Father Tito, Tita Moch, pakisabi ko po kay Father Tito, kahit wala po akong bayad, I'll be your host. I was
Finance, pakirecord yun. Hindi na lang ngayon ang talent.
Sabi na lang daw po.
Anyways, my reaction was like this because I joined the showbiz industry about 2 years ago, and what I was praying for in this experience and opportunity was makahanap po ako ng purpose. And my background and experience teaches me that to find purpose, you must find connection. And how else? There's no better way for me than to use media, to use a platform like this that, you know, tinatalakay namin yung kaalaman na hindi naman alam at kabisado ng standard youth dito sa Pilipinas. We are privileged to have this opportunity to access information that we can share to connect with more youth and more people. And there's no other greater opportunity than that, I believe, to, you know, find that purpose and discover that purpose. And yeah, I'm very grateful for being here with my co-host and Father Tito, and I can't wait to get started. Thank you.
Thank you, Robbie.
Thank you. Thank you for waiving your talent fee. Robbie.
I'm not sure about that.
I'm sure pinitext na ako ni Mons. Disregard.
Kita mo, sumusugod na dito. Ako po, ang involvement ko with this started last year pa, actually. I met Father Tito during the 2nd Trillion Peso March, yung rally sa White Plains. So I met him there, and my tita introduced me to Father Tito. And of course, I mean, who doesn't know Father Tito, right? So I introduced myself, and then sabi ni Father Tito, he wants to reach out nga daw for this passion project that he feels like it's really important and urgent to do, and he wants to form a civics education based program and conceptualize it. So after, sabi namin next year na tayo magkita, siguro let's just finish what we have to do now. So we saw each other January 3, I remember that, basta sa isang restaurant. Tapos we were talking about what the youth needs now, what the country needs now more than ever. Tapos ang dami namin mga ideas, right? On going to communities and really immersing ourselves sa different sectors and different communities. Tapos nabanggit ni Father, do you know Y-Speak? Sabi ko, no. What's Y-Speak? I'm sorry. I don't know what Y-Speak is. Sabi niya, sige nga, can you check it out? Baka pwedeng ganun klase yung program na ma-conceptualize natin. So I searched it, did my research, I watched some clips, asked my friends who knew about it na big fans of the show as well. So, nung nalaman ko na it was a really, really big show and basically a movement back then, sabi ko kay Father, why not Y-Speak na lang yung gawin natin, Father? Like, a different version. Tas Father got so excited, and then nabuo na tong program na to. So this is surreal actually na we're here now and we're doing Y-Speak 2.0 because, you know, this is all coming from Father, yung love niya for the country, love for the youth, and I guess yung gusto natin lahat ng change, diba? And I think Y-Speak will start a movement, and I'm just really privileged and honored to be here and blessed to be one of the hosts. I'd love to talk about a lot of things in this show. I'd love to learn more. Actually, I know na madami pa akong hindi alam, and I'd love to immerse and meet different sectors, different communities, and generally like these guys, diba? May mga specific tayo mga advocacies. Like mine are mental health, safe spaces, definitely, and autism awareness for sure. So yun yung mga sa akin po.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. And ang ganda ng dynamic ng mga hosts natin. Diba? Talagang very articulate and outspoken. Okay, our next question will come from Mark Nelson Garcia of Paul.
Hi, good morning everyone. I'm Mark. I'm an intern from Pulp Magazine and one of the youth that's very excited po to consume this media, and I think it's a very good platform. So my first question po is for Direk and Father. So with the previous iteration receiving many awards and accolades, how does that influence po your approach to YSP 2.0 po?
Well, syempre we don't really want to think about awards. I think the biggest takeaway would be we just want to provide a safe space. Kasi when we were talking about it, it's all about spaces. It's all about face-to-face. Kasi minsan nagtatanong ka pa lang, binabara ka na eh. Di ba? Online. You don't even see the guy, you don't even know the guy, you don't even know his name. So it would be nice to really talk about things. And we've talked about that. Parang we're gonna include everyone, political inclination, religious inclination. We plan to include everyone because that's what's necessary in today's world. It's so easy to misunderstand because you don't know. So what we have to do is we have to live through the eyes of the other person. And the only way you do it is to look him in the face. Diba? So, I mean, if we get that, then that's the award in itself. If the awards come, then we'll be extremely happy. We just want to keep going because we've always felt that, you know, when Fads told me that we're gonna do Why Speak, I was like, this is the perfect time because everyone is just going to hell. so si Fads is swooping in just at the right time. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. I have another question naman po. This is for our host. Anyone could answer. So, at a time like this, what message for us youth do you believe we need to hear the most? And how do you think you will deliver that in the show po? Okay, sorry, I'll restructure that po. So, at a time like this, as host of YSP 2.0, what message do you believe do us youth need to hear the most?
That we're capable of change. Yun siguro one of the things that we should take agency, na we do play a part in the society, in this ecosystem that we live in. And yung pagkawala ng pag-asa, nowadays marami sa atin nakakaramdam niyan dahil sa may gera nangyayari, madami nangyayaring korupsyon dito sa bansa natin. So, ang dami nating nararamdaman, di ba? And lalo yung youth, napaka-uncertain nung kinabukasan natin. And dito sa show na to, yung gusto naming maparamdam at mapakita sa mga audiences, lalo sa kabataan, ay maging bukas tayo sa pakikinig sa isa't isa, maging bukas tayo sa diskurso, maging bukas tayo sa opinion ng isa't isa, at baka maging payapa kahit papano, and lumalim yung empathy natin for everybody in this country.
Para magdagdag sa sinabi ni Elijah, ang dami nangyayari ngayon, no? Grabe, idagdag nyo pa yung social media, kaya lahat mayroong plataforma para magsalita. Siguro para sa akin, ang pinakamahalaga na marinig ng kabataan ngayon ay sa kabila ng lahat ng nangyayari, ngayon ang panahon para hindi maging manhid, hindi mag-back down, hindi mag-freeze, kasi valid naman, may tendency tayo na maging overwhelmed kasi ang dami nga naman talaga nakaka-stress. Pero hindi yun yung panahon ngayon. Now is the time to even rise up, listen, discern, and act. At nandito kami para maging less intimidating and less overwhelming yung diskursong politikal. Salamat sa question mo.
River.
And siguro to add na there's hope. Ang daming tao now na feeling na hopeless na ang mundo. The world is going to end, pero I think people should believe that there's always hope.
Robbie.
Para sa akin naman po, my hope is that this show, in its mission na to transition yung pananaw ng ating youth at yung mga tao dito sa Pilipinas sa isang direction na it is not hopeless, like what my co-host said, but more important than that, the hope starts with you. It starts with all of us. At kung aayusin lang po natin ang pananaw natin sa pamamagitan ng kaalaman or yung pag-introduce or pagtalakay ng kaalaman through the people that we will be interviewing, through the debates, the discord of culture, politics, economics, we will be able to create a more well-rounded perspective on what reality really is and how as individuals we can conduct ourselves to uplift our country together. Thank you so much.
Kahit hindi ako tinatanong, pwede ba ako
Yes, Father.
Hindi, joke lang. Hindi, siguro lang, una sa lahat, gusto ko sabihin na siguro naman, you will agree with me na hindi tayo nagkamali ng pagpili ng host.
Yes.
Diba? Pero siguro, sa darating kasi na Tuesday, death anniversary ni Pope Francis. And kung meron isang taong nag-shape ng pananaw ko from the time of the pandemic, si Pope Francis, meron siyang napakahalaga na sinabi nung panahon ng pandemic, September 2020. Sabi ni Pope Francis, may krisis, hindi mo pipiliin ang krisis mangyayari ang krisis, di ba? Sabi niya, pero ang natura ng krisis, hindi ka lalabas na pareho. Either you will come out worse or better. Pero pwede mong piliin, sabi niya. Para ka lumabas na mas mahusay, you need to see clearly, choose well, and act right. Siguro yun din yung isa sa mga hangarin ng YSpeak, matulungan ng kabataan na higit na makita ng malinaw ang nangyayari. No? At kung malinaw yung pagkita, kasi ang problema fake news di ba? Pero kung malinaw ang pananaw at ang pag-unawa at ang facts, higit tayong mas makakapili ng mabuti, di ba? At makakakilos ng tama. Siguro mahalaga yun na lagi natin tandaan, yan ang kumbaga, yan ang overarching filosofiya ng YSpeak. See clearly, choose well, act right. And magpapasalamat tayo kay Pope Francis dun sa paalala na yun. So, thank you.
Amen to that, Father. Thank you, Mark. By the way, ang YSpeak noon ay consistent winner bilang Best Public Affairs Program sa Catholic Mass Media Awards, Star Awards, and sa Golden Dove Awards. Ang susunod na magtatanong ay ang very candid na influencer from the Manila feed, no other than Chad Rosete.
Hello, good morning, and Chad. So for my first question, for the host, how challenging for you na gawin yung show, especially for Robbie at saka si River na parang hindi alam lahat ng tao, parang outspoken or very vocal, no? So how challenging for you? And during your immersion, ano yung mga nakuha niyong tips and advice from the original host?
Okay, the challenge for me, it comes with the process. I believe all of us will find or see that to be a good host in this project in YSpeak means to be knowledgeable. So I think one challenge that I will have is to seek the right knowledge for the right time that can be used for proper conversation. And I think what I might struggle in a little bit is kung masyadong malalim yung iniisip ko sa Tagalog, baka mahihirapan ako magsalita. Pero maliban doon, I embrace all of the things that might not even be a challenge but might just be unfamiliar. My goal here is, apart from our objective, is also to mostly learn. And I'm not looking at it as a challenge so far, but a welcome opportunity to learn.
Ako similar to Robbie, siguro yung challenge ko dito is the knowledge, experience. That's because we haven't been outside yet in the field, talking to people, learning from them, knowing their stories. So siguro that's our challenge. Pero as we learn, as us hosts learn, hopefully the people watching behind the screens will also learn along with us. Kaya ako, that's one thing I'm very excited also na na matuto dito and to hear what the people have to say.
Any tips and advice from Bianca, Ryan, Robbie, Gretchen?
Actually, yung ang haba din ng usapan na yun.
Sobrang.
And we're very, very grateful to them for, gracing us with their presence and time nung that whole day na nag-immerse kami and got to know each other and really study what yung gagawin namin sa show. Ano bang pinaka-sinabi nila? It's basically like, they're just handing us the torch. Sabi na, you guys would know what to do with the show. I mean, sabihin nga nila, di ko na sabihin ko sino, pero one of them sabi, back then we were doing this, di ko nga alam na ginagawa namin eh. So we were like, okay, so medyo nakahinga-hinga kami doon, pero maraming kwentuhan about, the impact of Why Speak back then and the influence of Why Speak back then, and ano lang yung gusto nila for the youth today and for us hosts na ano yung ma-achieve namin, and they just want us to be ourselves basically and know that everything, that this show is bigger than us, bigger than us hosts. Yun.
I have another one to build off that. Sa buong araw na yun, nag-workshop kasi po kami nila Ate Bianca, Sir Ryan, and many other industry specialists, not just sa showbiz, but economics, politics, lawyers. And one advice that really talagang tumapat at tumatak sa isip ko is, one of them asked us, are you here to work and get by? Or are you here to provoke thought? So you need to make up your mind. And I think that was very good advice, because as hosts, we are not here to tell you just our opinion. Hindi lang kami dito para sabihin kung anong nasa isip namin, para maniwala kayo, ito yung tama, hindi ganon. Our goal here is to host and to guide this show to the direction where conversations will provoke thought and make our people think for themselves. And I think that was very good advice given to us.
And to add to what Robbie said, bigla ko lang naalala, mayroon tayong kanya-kanyang lived experiences na tinatawag. Meron tayong kanya-kanyang realidad, di ba? Iba-iba tayo ng kinalakihang kamalayan, di ba? Maaaring sa Pilipinas, maaaring abroad, pero kung ikaw Pilipino, Pilipino ka. Andito kami para mag-provide ng structure and platform. Noon, ang Why Speak noon, kanina yun ang tanong, ano yung pinagkaiba? Dati wala namang social media eh. Kaya ang Why Speak noon, excited ang mga tao na kapag magkaroon ng platform na literal, ng mic. Ngayon kasi kahit sino pwede nang mag-post. So ngayon, I guess ang difference din, to add to what he said, na na-discuss din namin, nabanggit ni Elijah din, na nung araw na yon na sobrang saya, ay andito kami para maggabay kung paano nga ba italakay yung mga bagay na yon. Then to answer your question, for me, challenge is, kasi ako yung nagpapatakbo ng isang, nagpapatakbo ng isang social enterprise, yung Eco-Uling. So marami akong experience on the ground, trabaho sa community, sa gobyerno. For me, challenge yung marami tayong mga bagay na ako, feeling ko, kung familiar kayo sa chilling effect, yung hindi ako makapagsalita minsan as me kasi baka sa makalawa sarado na yung negosyo namin, di ba? Aware tayo sa mga political, landscape sensitive na mga dispute sa ating bansa. Pero, sabi ko nga sa Why Speak team, itong challenge na to ay isang privilege at it's like my voice was given back to
we might make mistakes, but personally, me, I'm confident because of the people that I'm surrounded with in this project.
Thank you.
Wala dito, Chad, yung Shuvi, stop! Walang ganun.
Safe space. A white
Yes.
space. Safe space.
Yes. Our next question will come from the beautiful and ang all ears parate na si Ana Cerezo of TV Patrol.
Thank you. Hello, congratulations.
Thank you.
Syempre yung Why Speak, talagang its goal is to provoke thought to a wide audience. Pero kayo, personally, ano yung parang niche or specific sector person na gusto nyong talagang mapaisip or at ano yung specific, kasi marami kayong tatakal, siguro advocacy na yun talaga yung malapit sa puso nyo na gusto nyong may ma-move, ma-antig.
I guess I'll start. Sa akin, things that I'm really passionate for to advocate for ay mental health awareness and wellness. That's really one. My family and I, we have a non-profit organization dedicated to that. Also, awareness with the autism community, spectrum community, and safe spaces is one. And also, about the struggles ng mga indigenous peoples natin is something that I really want to tackle as well.
Yeah, thank you, Robbie.
For me naman, so my background is, I have a business background. I also come from a political family. So, 6 years old pa lang po ako. Every election year, every other year. Kung may crisis also, bumababa po kami ng dad ko sa grounds. And it was at a young age na naranasan ko at natuto, I learned na the reality that we have here in the Philippines is it's not as good compared to other countries. So my advocacy for the last 3 years has been community development and education, because I believe that we will be able to ascend from poverty as a nation if we develop the minds of our youth. And with this, I am a member of an NGO called JCI, and it's a wonderful organization. Our chapter consists of 550 members, in which they output 200 projects a year. I've been fortunate to be a part of about 5, but looking to add on to more on that. But I'm hoping that my experience around me can give me a little bit more added insight pagdating sa mga topics of economics, community development, educational programs, and so on. Thank you.
Robbie. River.
So in the show, we'll be tackling a lot of issues nga, a lot of topics. Pero me personally, ako am a big advocate nga, like I said kanina, of mental health. Any chance I get to talk about mental health, I will. I lost my brother to mental health. I'm also a big advocate to the environment. Before ako nag-artista, actually yung first business ko, I started cassava, we would sell cassava bags. Para siyang plastic bags, pero much safer for the environment, biodegradable, and but yun nga, I stopped that because I entered showbiz. Pero hopefully with the show, we can go deeper into topics about social enterprises such as yung kay Aya na who are eco-uling para which is better for the environment. So those topics, also mental health, if we can also touch on that. And so the people we're trying to move here, syempre, are the youth, and by moving the youth, we'll also be able to also touch the other generations.
Thank you. Yes.
Salamat sa question. Yung malapit sa puso ko ay yung nabanggit niya, salamat sa pag-mention ng social enterprise ko, Eco-Uling. Kami ay eco-friendly na uling na gawa sa bao, imbes na sa mga pulong kahoy. We are closely working with koprahan, coconut farmers, and mga indigenous communities sa Sierra Madre at the moment. Lagi akong nasa bundok actually kapag hindi kami nasa taping. Malapit sa puso ko ang community development. In fact, majority of the work that I do ay yun, yung pagpapatakbo ng social enterprise. Malapit sa puso ko yung sustainable livelihoods, ang ating mga magsasaka, at yung fair trade on the ground. Fast statistics, di ba? Familiar tayo sa mga tumataas na demand ng mga produkto, pero hindi, ito na.
Stats na tayo, stats. Let's go.
Lila. Sorry, sobrang love ko kasi yung mga science and the mga nerdy stuff. Pero sige, hindi na. For the benefit of everyone today. Kasi tayo sa venue, ganyan. Tumataas yung mga demand ng mga produkto, pero mahihirap pa rin yung mga pinakamagsasaka na nagkukuha nito. Sadly, kasi sabi mo yung pwedeng manood, karamihan sa kanila alam ko walang TV. Kaya parang ang tagal kong iniisip yung isasagot ko. Kasi sila man yung gusto kong makater, wala rin naman silang TV. So hindi ko alam. So una sa lahat, estudyante. Kasi sila yung tayo na yun, ito na yun guys. Pero malapit sa puso ko, yung on the ground sa rural communities. Salamat po.
Thank you for your answers. Salamat.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Anna. Our next question will come from another influencer and the owner of...
At pa influencer.
Yes! Talagang mga sikat na influencer to. And the owner of Pelikula Mania, wala naman ni Sinas Tavares.
Hello, kay Father po, kanina medyo na-discuss na rin, pero paano po nabuo yung host natin? Paano napili at yung kinonsider nyo para mapili po sila?
Okay. Una sa lahat, yung may impluensya. So alam naman natin yan, di ba, na bali dalawang sabi natin sa gusto ng thinking ng dalawang kategory. Number one, yung may impluensya at saka yung may advokasya. So of course, siyempre titingnan mo kung ilan ang followers sa IG, kung ilan ang followers and then yung nakita mo na nagsasalita about issues, no? Sa akin mahalaga yon eh. Kaya nga unang kung natatandaan ninyo, yung September 21 rally, he spoke, no? So, medyo matining yung boses niya nung rally yun, eh. Kaya hinanap ko siya nung November 30 rally. At kinausap ko. Sabi ko, gusto mo ba ganito? And then, nakwento ka ni Elijah. Tapos nga, si River at si Ralph, nag-guest, at si Robbie, nag-guest sila sa Journeys of Hope, eh. Tsaka, si Katie rin was very active in the rallies, ha? Kung di ba mapapansin nyo, si Kaden dalas mag-post, iikot yan sa rallies, talagang he would take videos and all. So yun yung naging parang pool ko, no, of and then syempre nung kinausap ko, naging malinaw na interesado sila, no. So, and for them, it was not parang a step to further their showbiz career. Mahalaga yun, eh. Di ba na, siya ba yung nagbanggit? Si Robbie ba yung nagbanggit na na talagang dapat naniniwala dun sa advocacy ng YSpeak, no? So siguro yun yung, I hope that answers the question, no?
Sa host.
At tapos si Aya,
Yes.
kasi meron kaming dalawang female host na kinakausap pero yung schedule hindi ma-shoot, no? Tapos nun, si Aya nirecommend sa amin. So tapos tiningnan ko yung pinag-usapan namin ng direct. Tapos tinanong ko rin yung ibang host. So sabi, okay, shoot. Pasok.
I was recommended by Gretchen.
Yes. Tapos meron pa, abangan ninyo, meron pa dalawang nire-recommend na female host.
So, ito po final yung...
Hindi pa, madadagdagan pa to. So, but we will premiere on May 9. Sabado yun. Ang spot namin is 10 p.m. Saturdays. Kasi yun daw ang viewing time ng youth, eh. Sabi ng ABS.
So, late na po natutulog yung kabataan ngayon.
Oo nga eh. Kaya yun yung So, nagpaplano kami. Abangan din yun. Mag-ano kami. Anong tawag doon? Watch party. Magwa-watch party kami sa May 9. Okay.
Sa mga host naman po natin, ano yung impressions nyo sa isa't isa nung nalaman nyo na sila yung mga kasama nyo?
Yeah.
I can go first. No, for me, I was humbled because I think ako yung pinaka hindi naman bata pero I was the one that entered this industry the latest. But I know River from taga South din kami, mga kaibigan ko taga Alabang, so I've been familiar with River, friends with some of his relatives. I've also known Ralph, KD and I, may mga interactions kami nung bago. Aya and I have worked together already. And of course, Elijah, we've only met once prior, but get along really well. And I appreciate being surrounded by such, amazing, not just actors, but very well-rounded professionals. So, the moment pa lang na nalaman ko yung mga co-hosts ko, sila yung mga co-hosts ko, I thought, wow, I'm grateful. I'm surrounded by very good company, people my age, and I can't wait to get this started because I'm sure that we will all learn a lot also from each other.
River?
Ako, when I found out na I was gonna be hosting alongside these amazing people, I was syempre super excited rin kasi I knew them before we all got together. Na-meet ko na sila, si Aya, Elijah, and Robbie, as well as KD and Ralph. Pero I only knew them as a friend eh. Pero pagdating namin sa workshop, hearing what they have to say, hearing yung thoughts nila, I was blown away. I was amazed. They're all very, not just talented, but very smart, very well-spoken. And it's an honor to be hosting alongside them.
Aya?
Kinikilig naman ako. Thanks, guys. First impression. Kilala ko na kasi sila parang one way or another, nagka-meet na kami sa mga events. Kasi Ralph lang ata yung never ko pa na-meet. Pero sobrang jive kami agad-agad. Ang saya ko nung araw na yun. Kasi nga, parang barkadahan lang yung feeling talaga. Kahit na seryoso yung pinag-uusapan namin, parang feeling ko, barkada ko lang din yung kausap ko. Yung kapag kausap mo yung mga kabarkada mo na, yun nga lang, guided, kanya, diplomatic, kanya. So, yun yung impression ko. Ay, parang barkada lang kami. Ganun yung feeling.
Elijah?
Impression? Ako kasi sabi ko kung sino man magiging mga host nitong show na to ay obviously may mga taong may pakialam. At kung may pakialam ka, mataas na respeto ko sa'yo. May pagmamahal na ako para sa'yo if you put all these people with care and passion and love for the country and the people of that country in one room, di ba? Parang magkakaintindihan kayo at mataas yung respeto sa isa't isa. So, yun pa lang. Kasi nung nakilala ko sila, very open na sila and parang nag-drive kami agad lahat eh. Ang bilis na eh. Yeah. Thank you po. Thank you.
Thank you, Tita Nas. Ang tanong, Father, paano nyo sila napagsama-sama? Dahil lahat busy, di ba? Si Elijah, kabi-kabi lang yung pelikula. And then, si Robbie, merong mix. And then, si River, may mga teleserye at pelikula. And si Aya rin, ang daming hosting stints.
Gusto nyo malaman ng katotohanan?
Yes, Father. Si KD, katatapos lang ng bagets, di ba?
Isang tao lang yan. Tita Cory.
Tita Cory.
and si Elijah kasi hindi Star Magic si Elijah.
Yeah, Cornerstone.
Yeah. Pero sabi sa akin ng parents si Elijah at ng tita niya na hindi, gusto niya talagang gawin yan. So, and nakita niyo naman, di ba? Alam na every time kami mag-interact, lagi ko sinasabi doon sa team, hindi tayo nagkamali ng pagpili.
Right.
Di ba? So, sana hanggang season 58.
Amen.
Sasabihin namin na hindi na kami youth noon, hindi na kayo youth noon. No, pero di ba? Nakita niyo, di ba? Kasi malinaw sa amin, why speak must be raw and authentic. Hindi siya dapat scripted, di ba? Kasi hindi siya papatok sa kabataan eh. And it has to be a genuine platform na pwedeng mag-usap, pwedeng makinig sa isa't isa very respectfully. So that's why mahalaga na yung mga hosts also will have a lot of say kung paano tatakbo yung show. So yun yung agreement namin talaga. So
very well said, Father. Thank you so much. Our next question will come from another youth. This time from Radar, we have Rafael Azonza.
Ayan, hi, good morning. Ay, afternoon na pala. Yeah, good afternoon. Siguro question lang, simulan natin. Meron ba kayong mga kwento, siguro ng school days or university days nyo na really talaga na nag-influence sa inyo or nag-influence talaga ng pagiging leader kabataan nyo ngayon, lalo na pagiging host ng Why Speak 2.0? Question for all the hosts.
Wala ka. Thank you. Ano ulit name mo?
Rafael.
Raf. Thank you, Raf. Nung high school ako, so gumraduate ako sa Makati Science High School. Ako ay part ng Student Council or Supreme Student Government ng 4 na taon, so buong high school. Tapos, naging Vice President naman ako ng Federation of the Student Government of Makati. So, buong Makati schools yun. Sobrang parang ano na yun, parang mas nag-student council ako kaysa nag-aaral. Sobrang love ko talaga siya. Parang feeling ko pinanganak ako para sa ganun. And then, doon nagsimula kasi, so grade school, exclusive private school. Tapos lumipat ako ng public science. Feeling ko doon nagsimula mamulat yung mata ko sa differences ng social class. Meron akong kaibigan na papasok na naka-Mercedes-Benz. Meron akong papasok na kaibigang butas yung swelas. Ganon kalayo yung gap. Kaya bilang student government or student council, president ako nung 4th year, nung senior high school. Nasa mga kamay namin na gumawa ng mga batas or magpanukala ng mga proyekto na kung saan mabibridge yung gap. And then, nung nag-college na ako, UP Diliman, very much involved din ako sa mga ganito. Ang UP, kahit hindi ka naman maaaring bahagi ka o hindi ng mga political orgs, maaari kang makibahagi o makilahok sa mga projects na nilulunsad ng school or ng iba't ibang orgs. Kaya, I think, walang particular moment, pero parang compounding siya. Tapos, blessed din ako na yung mama ko, pinalaki niya kami na normal yung nanonood kami ng news, tapos pinag-uusapan siya, tapos yung mga kaibigan ko din, parang sila, na laging may, yung may critical thinking lens. So, thank you.
Yeah, what about River?
Ako siguro no specific moment, pero when you look what's happening around you, when you read the news, and with everything going on in this world, parang sasabihin mo talaga sa sarili mo na kailangan mo ay magbabago eh. And ako, even just as simple as, wala pa akong mga anak, pero just as simple as when I look at my nephews who are very young, what goes in my head is parang, I want them to have a better future. I want them to experience a better place to live in. Just by looking at them already motivates me to act or to do something about it. Kaya no specific moment, pero everyday ko na naranasan to.
Thank you, Robby.
Ako naman, firstly, I was inspired by my dad and my grandparents kasi syempre nasanay ako na a certain living standard. Tapos 6 years old pa lang ako, pinapapunta kami sa relief victims ng bagyo, iikot kami ng kalye. Tapos parang I just remember at 6 years old napaiyak ako because my dad told me this is normal life in the Philippines. And yung mga kapitbahay nung bahay na pinasukan namin, bali yung braso niya dahil inaayos niya na ng bahay niya at wala siyang pera pang gamot o pang ospital. So, nakasabit lang yung braso niya dito, humihingi ng tulong. Pero tatay siya, nagtatrabaho pa rin siya, nagtsatsaga pa rin siya. And I guess that was the first hard lesson I had sa katotohanan dito sa Pilipinas. And then as I grew up, I got more experiences. Sa high school, I had a cousin that was born with some developmental challenges. And parang because of that, napansin ko din na yung mga bata na may challenges sa school, they're also not included. So I applied to be a vice president dito sa this organization before called Best Buddies for Social Inclusivity. And then, when I was in college, mas tinuktukan ko yung pag-aaral ko. Then the pandemic happened. And when the pandemic happened, sinabi ng tatay ko, samantalang hindi ka naman pumapasok ng face-to-face, di na kita bibigyan ng allowance, ha? So, I had no money. Tapos I had to learn how to make money. Tapos, after 2 years of working, sabi ko, wow, ganito pala kahirap kumita ng pera, di ba? And I felt this way. What more kung hindi ka kasing blessed ko na may mga kilala mga magulang mo, na mga connection na to teach you, to put you in a training or something. What if you have to find those own opportunities for yourself? And sobrang hirap ng buhay, di ba? So, I was inspired. I believe that all of us here are in a position where we are working on taking care of ourselves, but we have more love and room to spread and share to others.
Tapos, idodonate pa ni Robbie yung talent.
Hindi na po talaga. Nakalimutan yun.
Conte. How generous. Ako po, recent lang siguro. Kasi ako matagal, bata pa lang po siguro, parang napalaki na maging mulat, you know, yung parang you study things on your textbook, tapos iba yung kwento sa'yo ng magulang mo, iba yung kwento sa'yo ng mga tita-tito mo. So, doon nagsisimula nang mamulat yung mga mata ko, tsaka yung isip ko. Lalo na nung naging scholar ako nung high school, I owe my education to the country, sa lahat ng mga mamayan, sa lahat ng taxpayers. I owe my education to them. So, alam kong may responsibilidad ako bilang scholar ng bayan at artista ng bayan. Tapos, pero I've always been outspoken. Hindi ko kasi naisip yung mga, ewan ko, yung showbiz, gano'n. Wala, kapag natanong ako about my beliefs, sinasagot ko eh. Pero hindi ko na-imagine sarili ko to really be a host or to speak sa mga rallies, ganyan. Ang philosophy ko for the longest time ever since high school ay idaan yung paniniwala ko at yung message na gusto kong ihatid sa sining na ginagawa ko. So I choose to do films like this, write music like that, or star in a theater play na ganito. Gusto ko ganun maghatid ng mensahe na pinaniniwalaan ko, na passionate ako. Pero recently, I was casted to play Edgar Hobson. He's one of our most famous and most prominent youth leaders way back ng martial law. And I guess dahil doon parang di ko alam kung na-embody ko ba yung spirit ni Edjo, pero bigla akong na-invite magsalita sa rally. It has begun, it felt so good. Nasasabi ko to in front of all these people and no holds barred, diba? So ngayon, pinaninindigan ko siya, and I feel like kailangan ng ganitong klaseng communication na yung straightforward na, and maging bukas tayo sa isa't isa, especially nowadays na hindi na natin, wag na tayo magpaligoy-ligoy. Let's just get straight to the point kasi yung urgent, ang daming nangangailangan ng tulong, ang daming naghihirap. Pag-usapan natin ngayon, di ba?
Thank you. And I would have to say, parang nakita ko rin kasi si Elijah, no, on set sa Edjo, parang na-embody naman. Na-embody naman, di ba?
Na-embody naman.
Yes. Thank you. Pero siguro, question na lang kay Direk tsaka kay Father din po noon. Ngayon, sa amin sa mga kabataan, parang napapansin ko din, paunti yung attention span ko. Lalo na sa age ng TikTok, short form content, tsaka yung media retention, no? Paano kaya na layo ng YSpeak 2.0 na makaabot talaga sa mga kabataan na siguro hirap din na siguro makapanood ng ganong katagal na ng media na hindi talaga like fiction.
At una sa lahat, kaya nabanggit ko kanina, marami siyang segments. So pwede mo i-cut up yung segments. So, in fact, isa sa mangyayari, there's a segment every episode na around 7, max siguro 10-12 minutes. Tatanggalin yon, ibababa yon sa mga communities para panoorin, and then may discussion yung community. So, and then may trained facilitators through the network of Caritas. So may ganun din yung segment yon. So, that's why I think 5 yung segment sa atin, ano? Something like 5, di ba? Kasi nga precisely, kasi di ba, if you want to communicate with the youth, you have to communicate in the way they will accept the medium, no? So, kasi pag ginawa mo yan 40 minutes debate, wala, goodbye.
Yeah, also we kind of studied the new forms kasi kung tingnan mo naman yung media ngayon, like if you look at Tucker Carlson, di ba, si Tucker Carlson may mahaba, may maikli, may mas maikli pa. So that's what we were targeting. We have to have our main segments and then our shorts and then our short shorts. Plus also we have, one of the things that we discussed is importante din na may humor. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng seryoso na tayo ng seryoso. Dapat may baro-bala ng konti.
Right.
And in fact, sometimes that's what brings home the point. Diba? So, may mga walang kwenta kaming debate na ano ba, parang yung nakakatawa lang, parang sinasabi ko sa kanila, sabi ko kay Lance, dapat may debate tayo kung anong mas nakakabusog, yung pizzang hinati sa 4 o yung hinati sa 8. Diba? Pero kasi diba, yun yung I mean, we need humor. All, put a little of that.
Saka may dagdag din ako. Nabanggit ko kanina, di ba, na ang bili namin sa mga host, take charge, di ba? Kayo magsabi. Tapos ang request namin sa inyo, ng mga influencers, sabihan nyo rin kami. Di ba? We will appreciate that. Seriously, we will appreciate it. Kasi ang goal natin lahat dito sa kwartong to, maabot yung kabataan na makapag-isip ng maayos, di ba? Wala tayong ilalarga na tao or kandidato sa 2028, di ba? Ayaw natin yun eh, kasi that will defeat the whole point of makinig sa isa't isa, di ba? Pero sana nga, bigyan nyo kami ng feedback. At saka yun yung isa sa mga sinabi ni Ryan at ni Bianca, tandaan niyo. Sabi nila, nung time namin, why speak 20 years ago? Kahit ano pwede namin sabihin kasi hindi kami mababash. Wala naman nung araw, di ba? Pero ngayon, sabi nila Ryan, yun ang pagkakaiba. Bawat bitaw ninyo, di ba natatapos yung sentence, posibleng mabash na kayo, di ba? That's par for the course, di ba? Kasama yan, di ba? Pero yun lang talagang pakiusap ko sa influencers. Please, let's learn together. Di ba? Sama-sama tayo dapat dito eh, di ba? Kasi lahat tayo na gusto natin labanan ang fake news, di ba? Yun lang, basic yun sa atin. Labanan natin ang fake news. Free for all na yung mga katotohanan na gusto. Kasi bawat tao each person has his or her truth eh. Dapat respetuhin natin yun. Ang hindi lang natin respetuhin, fake news. Mabuti yung malinaw yun, di ba? Fake news, no. All other truths, yes. Diba?
Thank you po. Thank you, Rafael. And Father, importante rin yung time slot, di ba? Kasi kami kabataan, gising kami ng 10 o'clock talaga.
Umaga.
Okay, ang next na tatanong ay si Jason Laluna of Certified Kapamilya.
Hello, good morning po. So, hello po. Alina. So, meron akong new questions kasi is why speak there para to challenge the youth or to represent the youth or paano niyo po babalansin? So, anyone can answer po.
Go ahead, Aya. Well, sa akin, to very briefly answer your question, I believe that Why Speak is here to establish a community of Filipinos that are critical thinkers, that will question yung paligid nila, yung pangyayari sa bansa, and understand how that affects them para makakilos sila sa sarili nilang buhay sa pamamagitan na kaya nilang umangat at iangat ang mga kapat nila, yung mga pamilya nila, mga kamag-anak, kaibigan. And I think that's what Why Speak is really about. It's not about really challenging. It's not really about yung provoking thought. It's not to offend anybody, but it's to make you think, oo nga, no? May ibang paraan pala mag-isip. Hindi lang pala ako pwede mag-isip para sa akin. Ang dami palang nangyayari sa paligid ko that I can use to understand and help myself and help others. It's grounded in that mission of establishing and creating a community of critical thinkers.
Anyone else?
Siguro idagdag ko lang sa sinabi ni Robby na napakahusay at napakaganda niyang naibanggit. Yung Why Speak nandito dahil tayo nga ay community, di ba sa community naman, safe space but never a comfort zone. Kaya, merong challenge, pero hindi naman to the point na, so, community. So, very inclusive. Goal natin lahat ng kabataan ay ma-feel nila na sila ay seen, sila ay heard. Bagamat ilang milyong kabataang meron tayo. Pero we'll do our best, but most of all, this is a community and we want to cultivate that culture of critical thinking and discourse.
So, my second question is para uli sa lahat. 5 years from now, ano yung hino-hope nyo na ma-achieve ng show sa mga tao makakapanood, sa mga kabataang manonood?
Well, personally, me, in 5 years from now, kung may lalapit po sa amin na, alam mo, nanonood ako ng Y-Speak, sana yung maririnig ko is, alam niyo, dahil sa inyo, nag-research ako ngayon. Naintindihan ko na talaga kung ano talagang nangyayari sa bansa natin. I would love to hear that. I would love to hear yung, alam mo, dahil sa inyo, mas kampante na ako sa binoto ko sa eleksyon. You know, alam mo, dahil sa inyo, hindi na ako nagtatanggap ng pera. I mean, hindi ka na naman
Tinamigay niya na naman po.
Salamat.
Talagang si
Thank you, Robby. Thank you, Robby.
Ayaw ng pera talaga.
Kaya kakaibigan niya natin lahat si Rod.
River?
No.
Ako, in 5 years, hopefully the change, we see it around us. Sana in 5 years, better livelihood for people, better government, and we should be able to see the change around us. Sana in 5 years makikita natin yun.
Very well said.
Bilang mo ba?
Kaya daw 5 years, hindi na siya youth.
Oh no.
Naalala ko, nag-compete ako kasi gusto ko yung binila ko talaga sa harapan. Na-reveal yung math skills ko sa inyong lahat. Hindi, kasi bigla akong kinabahan kasi tapos na ang presidential elections by then. So, ang minamanifest ko na yung katulad nga nung sinabi ni Rob, salamat, nakaboto ako ng mabuti dahil sa mga pinag-usapan natin sa Y-Speak. To be clear, hindi kami magka-campaign. Okay, to be clear. But we are going to provoke the thoughts, ilalatag ang mga agenda, etc. Pero yun, feeling ko yun ang pinakamalaking reward, yung naging confident ako sa binoto ko. Masaya tayo sa mga binoto natin dahil namulat ang aming mga mata sa Y-Speak episode. So, pwede na po ako mahimlay kapag narinig. Charot lang.
Elijah?
Ako po, I mean, lahat ng sinabi nila, yun din ako eh. I mean, especially kay Robby, ang ganda nung may acting si Robby eh. So, I can imagine that. And kung matanggap ko rin yan, I'd be honored, honestly, na nakatulong kami one way or another. But I see a better country in 5 years. Di ko alam if we have a lot to do with it, but hopefully we do. I see, more competent leaders, a more empowered youth, a more fearless youth, and a more caring and empathetic youth here in this country by then, sana. Thank you po.
Thank you. Okay, we are down to our last 3 questions. Our next question will come from Julian Frago of Mix Global.
Ayan, for all, okay. Ayan, for...
Katrabaho ko yan eh.
Correct.
Ayan, for all the hosts po, and how did the Y-Speak workshop, which you all attended before po, diba, just recently, how did it change the way you listen and respond to conversations, especially when speaking to a Gen Z audience na very vocal and very open po sa online?
I think it's listening. Yung nabanggit nga din kanina, there was a point in that, syempre, I mean, hindi naman kami, we're not the smartest people ever, right? Pero we are knowledgeable and we take pride in that also. So we were trying to share that, but we weren't listening to each other at that point. Yung kwento nga ni Fans. So parang, I think yun yung pinaka kailangan naming ma-imbibe and i-embrace yung listening skills namin kasi we don't want to invalidate any form of opinion or struggle or problem na gusto i-communicate ng audience and maging open lang, yun talaga yun eh, and maging objective, makinig, yun talaga.
Okay, sa akin naman, yung workshop na yun, talagang pinalawakan na yung perspective ko dito sa YSpeak. Dahil sa umpisan, nung una, akala ko, to be a host in YSpeak means that you have to share your thoughts properly and critically. But after that workshop, we all learned na it's not about sharing your thoughts. It's about listening properly, as what Elijah said. How can we guide? Paano natin pwede gabayin yung usapan sa pamamagitan na kaya niyang magbigay or magtanim ng pag-iisip na bagong pag-iisip sa mga nanonood. And I think for me that's what it was. It humbled me because it taught me na we're not here to tell you what to believe, but we are here to guide conversation, to provoke thought, establish a community, and help and make everyone keep on thinking.
River?
Same ran with Robbie and Elijah. I mean, not just as hosts, not just as moderators, pero listening is a very important skill, especially when you're talking to someone to really understand, process what they're saying. It really comes down to listening, and like what we always say, you listen, discern, act. Listening is an important skill for everyone when they're given a piece of information, reading something online. There's so much information now, too much information that it's hard to tell now which is fake or not. Kaya even us as viewers should learn how to listen to what is true and what is factual.
Right, information overload. Yeah. Aya?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yung tanong, hindi ako sure if negative yung connotation sa vocal yung Gen Z. Pero gusto kong sigurong i-clarify na for me, syempre laging, I would say it is an advantage or I like it when people are vocal. In fact, sa Iko Uling sa team ko, if I'm not mistaken, majority of our team are Gen Zs. Mag-vocal din, ang dami ring joke ko sila, lack of a better term, I'm sorry, laging may ebas. And which is good, which is really good. Kasi ako, chill naman akong leader, but ang dami nilang pinaglalaban. And naisip ko nga, which is really good, after the workshop, sobrang na-appreciate ko na Miss Bianca and si Ryan na I think they gave us a better perspective on mental health, on dealing with this social media realm na noon nga walang ganun, ngayon meron na. I think yun yung kinondition kami kung what it might be like. So I think yun yung hindi nagbago pero more of mas na may comfort na we're here for you. We just gotta do it, diba? We never know. Lagi namang may pagkakamali along the way, but we're here for each other. Thank you.
Very well said.
Ayan. Last question po is for everyone naman po, since this is a bit of a important question din po for the youth. Ayan po, nasabi po kanina na madami nga po sa internet or like sa society natin ngayon na madaming sabi and madaming quote-unquote bashers. Ayan. In the digital world po, there are a lot of ongoing cancel culture kung tawagin. How would you navigate around it or like how would you fight through it po with the use of YSpeak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Pag sinabi kasing cancel culture, para yung sa pula sa puti, black or white, very polarized. Kaya sa YSpeak ngayon, excited ako na magkaroon ng YSpeak kasi hindi magiging ganun ngayon. Merong debate, pero hindi nga siya yung sinong mananalo, sinong matatalo. It's more of papakinggan natin yung rebuttal ng isa't isa. Kaya I think yun yung magiging major contribution ni YSpeak na matanggal yung very polarized mentality sa social media. Thank you.
River?
I think yung bashing, negative mga connotations, impossible yun to avoid. Pero I think us as hosts, we just have to remember yung core message, why we're doing this show, what the show is about, the impact that it can bring to the people. I think just having that in mind will get us through whatever challenges or bashing that may come.
Sa akin naman, I agree with River. I think the bashing, ka makakatakas sa pag-bash or sa negative reviews. But, you know, my idol is Kobe Bryant. And Kobe Bryant once said,
Dude.
yes sir, mama mentality. Anyways, ang sinabi ni Kobe in the lines like this, okay, is having haters or bashers is technically a good thing. Because people don't bash the good, they bash the great. So if they're bashing us, it must mean that we're doing something great. But for us co-hosts, I think that it's very important na we stay politically sensitive, we stay somewhat careful. Even if we're here to provoke thought, we are not here to disrespect anybody. So, importante talaga na mahanap namin yung balance of what to say and when to say it at the proper time. Yeah, I think that's it.
I mean, like what everybody said, I think I just second the motion. Pero I guess yung ambag ng Y-Speak dyan sa cancel culture ay mapakita that everyone's capable of change. Kaya kahit ano man yung paninindigan mo ngayon, pwede nga magbago bukas kapag may mapakinggan ka that will lead you to change your principles or your thoughts or your ideas, di ba? So, feeling ko yun, the fact that we're all open to this. And the fact that, kumari, nung nagde-debate nga kami nung nakaraan, kumari, ako na yun. Sige, sa amin na. Sa group namin yan nabigay. Sino ba groupmates ko nun? Si Ralph yata, tsaka si KD. Nabigyan kami ng topic na hindi talaga kami nag-agree tatlo. Tapos nabigyan ng topic sa kanila na dun, lahat kaming anim. Gusto namin dun sa topic nila. Pero wala, ito yung na-assign sa amin. So, how do we navigate through that, diba? So, kailangan talaga matanggal yung cancel culture sa isip namin despite our generation being really used to that. Gusto namin ma-eliminate yon because cancel culture will lead to stagnancy and walang magiging growth ang bansang ito.
One of the exercises we had nung workshop, one of the last, nalala niyo yung Prince William. I showed them 2 pictures of Prince William. I don't know if you've seen this. There's one picture kasi na nakaganyan siya, sumukha siya naka-30 finger. Pero pag tinignan mo sa ibang nakaganyan pala siya. So I was like, so sino kayo dun sa dalawa? Sino kayo? You're the ones who understand both sides. And to understand both sides and to really bridge the gap, you can only rely on love. So sabi ko sa kanila, that's who you have to be. Kasi, I mean, in this world, it's this, it's that.
Very well said. Thank you, Direk Alco. Before our final question, may nag-send lang ng question sa ating live stream sa Caritas. Y-Speak is a movement among the youth on how to be inspired to be responsible citizen. How do you think you can help? Being a responsible citizen.
By donating my sweat.
By doing what Robbie did.
I think part of being a responsible citizen means seeking out yung knowledge for yourself. So that yung mga decision, for example, the candidates that you choose to vote for, or yung items na binibili mo, those simple, yung mga simpleng kilos araw-araw din is affected by this na I believe that we all need to, we need to be able to have a proper, well-rounded perspective sa katotohanan natin. Hindi lang bilang, halimbawa ako bilang Robbie, I have my own reality. But we need to be sensitive to the reality that everybody shares. Because there's shared experiences in this world. So, to answer that question, I believe that Y-Speak is here to help provide that more well-rounded perspective for you to make more informed decisions in your everyday life.
Point well taken. River?
Ako siguro as a citizen, I think it's really important. It comes down to really being open and listening. Not just as hosts, pero us when we're outside, listening to people, being open to their ideas, being open to what they're going through, their struggles. I think just being open and listening, if everyone will be able to do that, I think there will be progress somewhere.
Very well said. Aya?
To be a responsible citizen. Sa totoo lang, mabigat yung tanong
True.
Kasi alalahanin natin, 52% of the country ay rural. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Hindi. Wait lang, I'm getting to a point. Bear with me, guys. May mga kababayan tayo na hirap na nga silang isipin kung ano yung kakainin nila later. Gusto mo pa bang mag-alam sila sa nangyayari sa bansa? Pero, ito yun eh. Kaya nga nandito yung Y-Speak. Kasi gusto natin mapadali yun sa kanila, sa kanilang responsibilidad sa bansa. Napakahirap at napakabigat sabihin to come from me, to be honest. Like, I have a guilt in me to say this because ako, may nakakain ako araw-araw. Eh, yung mga wala, mahirap yun. Pero hindi naman natin gustong mag-end na lang tayo doon. Diba? Yung parang, pinoproblema na nga namin yung kakainin natin, susweldohin namin, kikitain namin ngayon. Parang, yun na ba yung ending? Na hindi na tayo makikilahok, makiki-engage sa pag-uusap na political? Syempre, hindi. Kaya nandito ang Y-Speak. So, to answer your question, sorry, binigay ko lang muna yung konteksto na mahirap siyang sagutin from me. Because there's so many layers to it. At I always side with the oppressed. So to help them, I always say, let's do what we have with what we can. At naniniwala ako na there's so much hope with Y-Speak na we will promote yung culture na normal yung makialam ka, makibahagi ng diskurso, yung hindi na siya too much of a mental space, kundi normal na siya. Kasi wala ng cancel culture, yung normal lang siya na pinag-uusapan. Kaya yung edukasyon, nagla-level up na rin. Kasi mas tumatalino na tayo na mag-decipher, teka lang, niloloko ako dito At pangalawa, wala na yung smart chain nga. Nakalimutan ko yung pangalawa. Pero feeling ko, sige, let's just stick to the first. Yung talagang promote that kind of culture of discourse and being so enthusiastic to take part in these kinds of dialogues while thinking about the experiences of each and every Filipino people and not even making it as an excuse to not participate. May it be a privilege or an experience of oppression, hindi siya magiging excuse to not take part.
Amen to
If
that.
I make sense.
Yeah. Thank you, CEO Aya. Okay, dako naman tayo kay President Elijah.
Well, sinabi na nila lahat ng gusto ko sabihin. I mean, I literally agree with everything they said. The fact that all the hosts are coming from different sectors, different communities, iba kami ng kinalakihan. So, iba-iba naman kami ng ideas and ng thoughts. So, iba yung mga offer namin sa audiences namin. Ganda rin ng point ni River, napakaganda rin ng point ni Aya. Siguro madadagdag ko na lang doon, we really should lead by example. I mean, if we're gonna host the show, right, gusto namin mapakita na objective kami, na tinatry namin best namin maging mabuting tao, di ba? Kasi yun yung pinakasiguro makaka-inspire sa mga manonood. Kung meron mga makakanood ay ma-inspire sila na, you know, we're trying to be responsible ourselves and we're really trying to inform all these audiences with different problems na hindi natin normally alam. And pag na-equip tayo sa knowledge na yan, sa information na yan, what will we do with that information, di ba? So I hope mag-spark yung mga thoughts na yan and yung mga movements na yan from the show.
On point ka dyan, President.
Thank you po.
We are down to our last question, and that killer question will come from the President of Philippine Entertainment Bloggers Association and the owner of The Chicanes, ang Mars ng Bayan, Albert Abilido.
Okay, mabuhay. How inclusive will be this show? Kasi parang personal observation ko lang was parang with the political landscape that we have, parang feeling ko mas na-emphasize ngayon yung difference ng mga taga Visayas, taga Luzon, taga Mindanao, parang ganon. So like, how inclusive will Y-Speak be in terms of yun, participation from the youth?
Okay.